So we're gonna get a little closer and see what everyone's talking about here.
That was the most unbelievable kiss that I have ever seen. I know what lesbians look like. And that's not it. No, they're not like, gentle and petite and
Really?
they're...
Do you know what's happening here?
It depends on what...
Okay, first ask, who are you?
We're recording.
For what?
Just because we saw this happening, so we want to figure out what's going on. Every year?
Yes.
Like once a year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, so they did this. I already heard about this like day before yesterday.
Okay.
Happening.
A couple weeks ago.
And a couple weeks ago.
It was like one of them.
Oh, only one of them? Well, yeah, I mean, they've done this multiple times a year. It's really, I mean, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this myself, IRL.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I've already tried pointing out several things with logic. Like, they're like a lot of they're basically just trying to spread the word of Jesus and for their purpose, like whatever they're trying to say it for, right? So now I'm like, okay, what about other religions? Because they didn't want to talk about it first, but then they eventually wanted to bring up any other religion. It's also like not right at all. Like, so they're just saying that. So I'm like, okay, what about religion? They're like, they're switching. So one of the other guys was like, oh, religion will send you to hell. I'm like, if religion is sending you to hell, then like, by your logic, it shouldn't be listened to you because you're going to be sent to hell by the same thing.
Wait, so these are obviously Christian people.
Yeah.
And would you consider yourself a different religion or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Christian, so I'm not. It's just, I mean, I'm not trying to engage. It's just, I'm trying to point out the logic of things that they are saying. And
What
if it doesn't,
are they saying?
Like he said, religion's not real, and religion is going to send you to hell.
You mean like organized religion or?
No, he just said that in general. Like it was hard to get anything more out of him because he was trying to ignore me like all of the other times.
Oh, the bald guy right there?
It's rage bait, honestly.
Oh no,
It's
this is
Rage bait.
yeah, it's mainly rage bait. I mean, kind of. I mean, it was not this guy. It was where did he go? It's the one that's holding the homosexual sign. But
So
I mean, it's
what would
fine.
you like? Would you consider yourself something other than Christian or not religious whatsoever, or like?
Me personally, I'm not religious right now, but that's just me, right? I mean,
Okay.
for that reason, I'm not gonna like engage for like the more religious questions and the other topics because it's not my place to say. I'm not that familiar with it.
Got it. And then, so what about what they're doing? Are you against from what they've said?
Well, I'm kind of just observing, honestly.
Okay, got it.
Really.
What about you?
For me, it'd be the hate in general.
The hate?
To me, like, there's no love like Christian hate.
There's no love like Christian hate. Oh, I've never heard that one before, actually.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Because like they're hiding behind their religion to like push their beliefs when they don't realize that their religion doesn't apply to everybody else. Because not everybody's Christian.
Yeah.
Like they're against Catholics, and Catholicism is a part of
No,
Christianity.
They called out every other religion too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Like,
they
they-
only care about Christians. And
they were-
apparently only the white Christian male, heterosexual male,
Is that what they said? The
Yes.
white, so they're only for white Christian males?
according to him.
Okay. And this guy said it?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what he said? Like, not obviously not exactly, but like paraphrasing.
He was just like, he's like, don't hate me. I'm a white Christian heterosexual male. Like, don't hate me or whatever. And everyone's like, we never said we hated you. That's the first thing he started with.
It's probably because they're getting a lot of hate right now from people. Heterosexual people are getting a lot of hate for being heterosexual, I guess. I could see that part.
I do agree though. There is like I will say every community has its bad parts. I will say that. And I have seen videos where there are people within community that are getting out of hand, and I will say it's not great. It doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, but yeah,
So-
every community has those people.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it's just unfortunate because it doesn't help either side.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't, because the thing is, me personally, I want everyone to be in unity. I want everyone to be able to be acceptable of each other and live in harmony.
yeah.
Right.
But
so,
do you think that like different religions have different things that they don't want you to do?
well,
like,
yeah.
The
I mean,
rules and their commandments and things like that.
yeah, and they will clash. But the thing is, I feel like there's one thing, especially in at least today's state of the world, with everybody's like, it's how do I say, like, especially in this country, at least, like you're gonna run into countless of people with so many different religions. You kind of gotta accept, like, let people be their religion. And if you want to spread religion, that's fine. But hating on other people for their religion that they're believing in, I can't really get behind that. Like, respect their religions. And if you wanna, if you see someone who isn't like
Well, here's the thing about religions is,
Yeah.
you look at Islam, Buddhism, you
Yeah.
look at Zoroastrianism. They all say that their way is a way, and if you're not doing it that way, then it's wrong, right?
Yeah, I get
So then,
that.
how do you get
that-
around that? Like,
See, that's something I haven't gotten to a proper conclusion on that myself.
Yeah.
And that's something I am constantly trying to figure out and think about. So
yeah, it's an interesting thing, man, because
yeah.
like religion built the Western world, So, at what point do you say, well, yeah, I mean, they have some good ideas, but maybe there's some I don't agree with, etc.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the thing. That's really the main thing. I don't know. Myself, I don't have really a good idea of like what on a more global perspective, like global
Yeah.
scale, like what to do to like help with that, or if you should just kind of accept that there's always going to be issues.
Yeah. Well, let me ask the question. So, like, how closely do you align to what religion or any belief where you're like, this is the way it has to be, and anyone who says it otherwise is wrong? Like, where do you draw that line?
I mean, like, I've never seen like other religions push as harshly as Christians tend to do with their hate. Like, I've never had friends that are Muslim push like, oh, I need to be Muslim, I need to be this, because like I don't personally align with any religion, but I don't have anything against people who do. I can respect your religion, and you can respect me.
Yeah. But I mean, Islam says you have to make sure the whole world is Islam and have a theocracy.
And that's,
So
that's their
that is the
belief,
goal.
and they're allowed to believe that, but like the pushing and the forcing, I don't think that's love. I don't think religion should be about forcing somebody to be something they don't align with.
So you think that every religion has things that you don't align with?
Yeah.
Okay. And do they have some things that you do align
Of
with?
course. Because like I know people tend to use religion to like push hate, but like also religion is a great community. It can help people, they can better themselves. Like religion has saved so many people, and that's a good thing. But at times it also it creates hate. And we need to be able to use religion in a good way and not in a bad way. They need to be able to be
Do you think it's the
themselves.
religion that does it, or just some people that interpret
People.
it?
It's not the religion. Because like religion is subjective to certain people, but like religion didn't create the hate.
So you think it's just certain people that go too far in every religion?
Yes.
I agree, man.
Like I don't have anything against Christians. I don't have anything against people who follow Islam or like Buddhists or anybody. Like we're all people at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I saw you guys is it Georgia? Oh, for Harris. Okay. You guys are Kamala voters? Or, I mean.
I just took this from the table, but I am.
Oh, okay. Would you say you're probably voting for her? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we do is we're actually undecided voters, and we go out. We just talk to people like, why are you voting for Trump or for Harris? Are there any policies of hers that you really like that you say this is better than Trump, or like?
I mean, wouldn't happen even if he wanted it to happen. But I just agree with Kamala and Waltz, both on like their like abortion laws and stuff. Like they shouldn't have a say in like women's bodies or people with or like anything like that. Like I have never found myself in agreement with anything that Trump has said or not Pence. What's his name?
JD Vance?
JD Vance. He's a very good speaker. I'll give him that. I watched the debate and I enjoyed it because they're very respectful of one another. It was a lot more organized than I feel like the presidential debate was.
So besides like social issues, what about like economic issues, tax issues, the issue at the border? Are there other things with Kamala Harris? Like what policies of hers do you like other than the reproductive rights one?
I agree like with her. I know she wanted to give like money to people who want to have children or like help people start small businesses.
The tax credit, you mean? Okay. So here's the thing. I saw this happen in real time. And JD Vance went on the Sunday show and he said, we're going to raise it from $2,000 to $5,000. Then Kamala's campaign came out the next day and said, oh, we're going to raise it to $6,000.
It just sounds like they're trying to match each other to make it more appealing to who they want to vote for them, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But one thing I personally don't like is when a candidate says something and then says something else just to like try to match the other person, right? I mean, I don't think that's genuine. I think they do it just to get our vote.
Politics, unfortunately.
It's politics. So, is there anything of Trump that you do like? Any policies that he's done, maybe tax policies or anything else?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
Like I don't focus on what he does because I wasn't even in the United States when he was president. But like I'm American. But I wasn't here. But like I wasn't here because of him. So like I guess it's more of like I'm biased towards it.
So you mean like you were born and then you came here after he was president?
I was born here. Like I lived here like first 12, 13 years of my life, and then I had to go to Mexico with my stepfather because he was deported. And like I didn't want to be away from family, you know. So I had to go with my mother and my stepmother. My mother's also American.
So you like Kamala's plan because she was able to let more people into through the border? Or?
Not necessarily, because like I believe there's reason within the border, like there's reason for us to keep people out and let people in. But I feel like the way Trump says it is just hateful. Like the whole thing, like all they're letting in is like drug dealers and stuff. But, like they don't.
Do you think that's a lie, or do you think there's like bad people getting?
You know, like we are letting in certain things, but it's also like how are we supposed to judge people based on if they're a drug dealer, if that's an actual person seeking asylum that needs help, you know?
Do you think that whole asylum loophole has been like used and abused because everyone just comes to the same thing?
But I mean, like I've been down there. I've been to the border. Like I've been through the whole immigration process because my father is now a citizen and he went through like the law way, and it's very
So
hard.
he went the right way. So how do you feel when people come in illegally and like abuse the system?
I mean, it's hard. Like it's hard to have an opinion on it because people do it to survive. You know, like I don't. Think,
Do you believe in borders and having a secure border for countries?
Yeah, like I feel like because like it's our home, you know, and like we don't want certain people in, but I don't think it should be divided by like race in a sense, like the border of Mexico. Oh, like that's a Mexican person, he's a drug dealer, I don't want him in.
Well, I think the issue was more people coming in from other states like China and the Middle East, people who are actually enemies of the United States. I think that's one of the big points people were making. That we don't know who's coming in, right?
It's very hard to like judge who should come in and who shouldn't.
Yeah. Do you think that we should stop illegal immigration and expand legal immigration?
Yeah, but they should also make legal immigration easier because it is very hard and it's inaccessible. People can't do it because they cannot afford to do it. Like they don't provide anything for you.
Yeah.
Like my mother worked like 3 jobs to like aid in paying for my father to be legal, and it was a process. And it's heartbreaking when you like see families torn apart or like you see people not be able to do that because like it's a privilege to live here and to also be legal here.
Yep. I agree. Awesome, man. Thank you for your time.